Live from the MIA with a sports update.
Minutes away from kickoff, as you can see, right here at Hard Rock Stadium. For the Sports Brothers, I'm Lorenzo. We got Devontae Parker. I call him 1-1.
Standing with Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas on 100 Hip Hop and R&B.FM.
Once again, it's on. Welcome to the Lorenzo Thomas Show. And of course, this is the show where we talk all Dolphins. That's it. That's all we're going to talk about on this show is Dolphins. No Heat, no Panthers, no other team. Well, we may have to talk Bills, Patriots, Jets, because they're in that division. Yeah. And I'm going to predict right now we're going 6-0 in the division. And the man that's on the other screen with me, Papa Pump. Do you agree?
I agree.
What's up, brother?
I'm good, bro. What's up?
Oh, man, I think this is the happiest. Well, first and foremost, you're happy because you've been celebrating your birthday for the past few days. So happy birthday, happy belated birthday, man. And I see the balloons and everything, so it must have been a great one.
Yeah, Coach, man, I had a nice little one, man. Me and the family. I mean, hey, quarantining and, you know, social distancing, you know, and all that good stuff. And, man, yeah, we had a nice time, man. The dinner was good. Everything was lovely, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because you are famous for always finding a club somewhere here in South Florida where you're going to have the Papa Pump birthday bash.
Yeah, actually, Lorenzo, when it comes my birthday, I don't know. I think they have this app logged in where my birthday always come up, and I get millions of calls. Oh, we want you to have your birthday here. We want you to have your birthday here. Come to the club. What so happened this time? I had it in the backyard of my house. The club, Papa Pump.
Wow. Well, and I guess, you know, it has to be probably maybe one of the happiest you've had in the past few years because we boys. So, I know these past few years have been kind of tough on you, brother, you know. With some of the things you've been having to deal with. But with this event that just took place this past weekend for both of us and all Dolphin fans, I have to get your opinion and how you feel about this NFL draft 2020.
Well, Lorenzo, man, let me tell you something. I'm 51. 51 years old. And out of those 51 years old, being 51, I haven't been excited about a draft.
Wow.
As I am with this one. And I'm here to tell you the truth. Dolphins have been unpredictable. You can try to focus on what we're going to pick.
Right.
But it never works out to what we're going to pick. Actually, this time it did. Besides the corner, Noah, I was like headed towards a running back, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it was a Noah.
Right.
I'll accept that. It was still great. Because we got talent. We got awesome players, man. And I'm real happy, man. I'm really excited. I can't wait to, put this together now. We get on the field and see what it looked like,
Yeah. I'm right there with you, brother, and we've talked already about it, but some people are, kind of witnessing our conversation for the first time. And, I was basically begging, pleading, and just, doing everything that I could to try to convince Chris Greer, Brian Flores to man up, don't be scared, and pick the player that you have wanted over the last 2 years.
Tua Tagovailoa.
And next year, we got 2 number 1s and we got 2 number 2s. So you pick him, and then you see where the chips may fall. And then we don't even know with everything that's going on with this coronavirus and, COVID-19. Is it going to be a training camp? Is it going to be an abbreviated season? What's going to be in play? You pick him, you put him in the strength and conditioning program, put some muscle on that body, teach him how to fall, teach him how to avoid the rush, get him to watch some videos of Russell Wilson or Steve Young, and get him prepared as that offensive line gets better. That's what's important. So you had to pick Tua at 5. And the fans have definitely, to a certain extent, agreed.
Right. Of course, man. But Lorenzo, let me tell you something, man. It's been so long, man. I mean, my birthdays have been great, and when my birthday fall around the draft, it's like a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? It's a draft party / birthday, and dude, in this draft we had here, bro. I mean, I was like, oh my God, man, feeling so good. I actually went to sleep with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
When my eyes were closed, my wife said, "Baby, your eyes were closed, but you were sure smiling."
Now, if you had to give the draft a grade, Papa Pump, what would you give it?
I mean, honestly, I will give it an 8, not an A+, but an 8.
Okay.
I'll give it an 8.
Okay. I would have to maybe like differ with you a little bit. I would give it maybe a B+, and mainly because and I don't have any of the information in front of me right now. I should have put all the paperwork in front of me, so I'm going off the top of the head. But the offensive tackle that we drafted from USC, I just think at that position we could have waited a little bit longer before. If you like him, great story. But what he did for his sister, and it's probably why he didn't have as good of a senior year or last year that he had at USC, and that's why some of the experts are saying that he's a work in progress, he's raw, and so on and so forth. And because of his performance, because he just had his sister had a bone marrow transplant. Right. So I kind of felt they reached at 18, but it would have been interesting to see if the Cowboys had not selected CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. I mean,
would we have taken him? I mean, I hate to go back, but that was a point of the draft where you were saying, okay, look at the value that is there at that position. And that's the thing is 17 because we're picking 18. So CeeDee Lamb was there. And then the next pick, you reach, and we all understand why you got to protect Tua. But I think that guy would have been available a little bit later on in the draft, and it may have been someone else you could have picked at that position.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. But, I think the reason they grabbed this O-lineman, Austin Jackson, was because the versatility. He's real versatile. Right. And he can go outside, he can come inside, and he can play either side. You know what I'm saying? And looking at the draft picks, every guy they interview say, "Oh, I can play left, I can play right, I mean, they can do more than one thing." You know what I'm saying? As being on the football field. And I'm looking at the system the coach runs. That's what he wants. Right. And that's probably why Fitzpatrick didn't stay. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to be there because he wanted to be a safety. That's it.
You're talking about Mika. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right.
Mika.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fitzpatrick. I'm saying, he didn't want to be here because he didn't want to play corner or he just wanted to be strictly safety. So my thing is, I understand where they're going. I'm loving it, Lorenzo. Yeah. But you said it's a B+. That's not far from the A, buddy.
Yeah, no. And it would be that pick in particular that would say, man, you could have been someone else. I don't know if Justin Jefferson was still on the board. I think I wanted a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Right. Somewhere in there, and you could have possibly drafted one of those playmakers, because I think that's what a lot of people are looking at when they look at this draft. It was such a heavy wide receiver draft. We didn't pick one until the 7th round, and now we converted him into a running back. Now, not that was probably our strongest position with Devontae Parker, Preston Williams coming back from injury. Albert Wilson's probably going to be back to 100% along with Jakeem Grant, and we all know what they did in 2018, the big plays that they did with Ryan Tannehill. Yeah. So imagine what they could do when they're healthy. And then you got the resurgence of Mike Gesicki, where you can put anywhere. So wide receiver wasn't something I felt was a need. But when you have Albert Wilson getting paid the amount of money that he is, and then you can get a rookie that could possibly start, maybe that's somewhere where you build for the future. But that's the reason why I would say a B+. And there were a lot of players that we may have wanted them, the fan may have wanted them to take, the fantasy football player may have wanted him to take because they were playmakers. Exactly. But this coaching staff and the organization stayed true to their draft board, and they build in the trenches. They build that offensive line. They build a wall. This is one of the few times I've agreed with building a wall.
And building a wall, exactly.
But I was a little concerned until fifth round came, and we made that trade after was it J.K. Dobbins from? Yeah. Did I say his name right?
Yeah.
Okay. After he went to the Baltimore Ravens, it was like, okay, where we going? We can't get that running back. We got to now trade for one, and then we got Matt Breida. And I was like, thank you. Your reaction to that?
Oh, man, I was like, are you serious? How did we pull that off? That's my mindset. I'm like, how did we just pull that off? What did we give them? I'm like, these guys are brilliant, man. These guys, got all their T's crossed, their I's dotted, and I'm like, and you can see how they relax. Like, it's just like kickback, like, coach playing with the kids and, and Greer just like laid back, like, hey, man, it's no pressure. We push the button, bump. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Lorenzo, we was like, okay, Dolphin pick in. It wasn't like we was dragging along. It's like, no, I pick us in. Like, so they actually they knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? So you take the draft all the way to the end, you know what I'm saying, to the clock. But they was like, hey, Dolphin pick in. I'm like, wow, this jumping off fast, man. So I'm like, they got who they wanted to get. Put it this way, whoever they got that was on the board, they was able to get. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, and one thing I want to stress for the fans, for them to understand, is that I think when watching this draft, a lot of people forgot about the ballers we had signed in free agency.
Jordan Howard.
Look at it. When you look at the draft, you gotta look at the entire off season, because there are 10 players in free agency that we have signed that are going to be on that field that's going to make that team so much better than the team that beat New England in New England at the last game of the season last year. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So you have to look at that now. Who were the running backs last year? We now have Jordan Howard and Matt Breida in the backfield.
Are you kidding me? 1-2 punch all day. 1-2 punch all day, bro. No. I'm like, it's just crazy. You mentioned that. I'm like, wow, send chills, man. I get like goosebumps. Like, I'm like, really? I'm like,
yeah.
Man, I'm ready, man. I'm absolutely ready for that, man.
Right. And the thing is, we look back to the Dolphins. Of course, we had the worst rushing attack last year in the NFL, but we also had the worst offensive line. So when you look at some of those fans that are saying, okay, we need to get these playmakers, and we were even talking about it during the draft. We were saying, like, you were getting hit up like, yo, we need to take a running back. But, like, look, if we don't build this offensive line, then there are not going to be any holes.
Exactly.
No matter. So that's where they started. What do you think about the moves towards the offensive line?
Oh, man. Look here, bro. We need to fulfill that, man. We really need O-linemen. When they went and got Austin Jackson, I say, okay, big boy. I'm looking at the guy like, that is a big boy. Right. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, Coach, and that's something we need. And then, look here, Lorenzo. Everybody's not going to get what you want to get, Coach. It's just like Christmas.
Right. You
can put in what you want for Christmas, but that doesn't mean you're going to get everything for Christmas. Right. And I'm like, dude, and this is how I look at it. Like, the offensive line we got is like, they put something together, like, you know what I'm saying? And for me, was the boy from the Alabama guy? I love that dude.
The boy in the middle, the guard.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And even when we went to Robert Hunt from Louisiana.
Exactly. Right.
Oh, man, I love that dude. I mean, big, smart, you know what I'm saying? And versatile. You know what I'm saying? Can play inside, outside.
Yeah.
I mean, coach, you got to understand. When you're pulling and doing all these, you know how they bring in the extra lineman? Coach, man, just imagine us bringing in extra linemen to go along with those guys already down. I mean, it's going to be crazy, bro. Yeah. I mean, real crazy. And I'm real excited. And they're young.
And they're young. And they'll be able to grow with Tua. And I mean, I've had some debates over the past couple of days. Do you think, and I think I already know the answer to this question, but those that are watching this, they're probably wondering your thoughts. If we have some type of preseason, will Tua even play during preseason, or should he even start the season?
Well, I wouldn't want him to start.
Okay. Why?
I'm good to sit back and just let him learn and figure this out, because it's not college, man. I mean, defense, they're throwing different things at you. I mean, I think he should just be able to sit back. I mean, look here, it's not promised that he's not going to play. It's not promised that he will play. Right. My thing is, it's depending on Fitzpatrick. If he out there balling, well, you will be sitting on the pine and learning and watching, you know, how this NFL is ran. But if Fitzpatrick is like dropping the ball, I'm like looking like straight boo-boo, oh, we will see him in there. We will. I mean, what we got to lose, man?
Do you think we'll see him before we see Josh Rosen? You know, because if Josh Rosen gets some play, it's a new offense. Chan Gailey is now the offensive coordinator. Right. So Chad O'Shea is gone, and everyone's talking about that offensive last year was a little complex. So it may have been difficult for Josh Rosen to pick up, and, you know, Ryan Fitzpatrick and everywhere. So he was able to pick it up quickly. But with the simplifying the offense, Josh might be able to show his ability a little bit. And then you have Trey Bate somewhere down the line.
Yeah. I mean, they probably will put him in there. You know what I'm saying? Just to see where he at. You know what I'm saying? Right. But my thing with Josh, with Rosen is that 3 different offensive coordinators his first 3 years, bro. 3 offensive coordinators. Yeah, that's tough. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, can he focus on that? I'm like, oh, dude, this is the 3rd offensive coordinator he got. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. Right? So, you know, I mean, like, you know, I'm rooting for the kid. You know, I'm rooting for him. I hope he can step in and be that. You know what I'm saying? Because if he doesn't, boy, it's going to be – I mean, it's not about a trade. It's about giving away. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give him away. But, wow. But I really think if Tua is not coming in, I'm pretty sure they might put Rosen in. They might put him in. You're right. They might put Rosen in before they put Tua in.
It's going to be interesting. Because we're going to have to see, because, of course, everyone's been debating online. And, you know, some people are saying they want to see Tua start at the beginning of the season. And I had to remind them that, you know, people would say the best quarterback in the NFL right now is Mahomes? Safe to say? Okay. He sat a whole year. And who did he sit behind? Alex Smith.
You're right.
And then the player that most Dolphin fans and a lot of people will say was the greatest passing quarterback of all time was Dan Marino. He didn't start the season. He sat on the bench for the first 5, 6, 7 games. If I remember correctly. Yeah. So I think we should, especially we have to give this offensive line time to gel and get some type of chemistry before we could put Tua behind there.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. So, but what I'm glad that we got two veterans down there on that offensive line.
Eric Flowers, Ted Karras.
You know what I'm saying? And what's killing us right now is this coronavirus that these guys can't get together. You know what I'm saying? That the virus is keeping these guys from like getting together and getting that camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? So they can that bond. You know, that brotherly bond. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because time is being wasted. But those guys come together, man. If it works how it's supposed to work, Greer and Flores will be geniuses. You have to write them up there, coach.
Right.
You have to write them in the book. They know what they're doing.
Everyone must also keep in mind that this Rome wasn't built in a day. You know,
exactly.
So you know they have all these players coming in. They did a great job with the amount of money that they had with free agency, and like you mentioned, Ted Karras and Eric Flowers on the offensive line, and we can kind of turn our attention now to the defense, which the reason why I predicted 6-0 in that division is if New England doesn't sign another quarterback, there's no quarterback in the AFC East that scares me. So when they come out there, you got Byron Jones and Xavier Howard locking down the corners. You got Noah, the rookie, number 1 draft choice, in the slot, covering the slot. You got Eric Rowe that locked down the tight ends last year. People that don't know, these experts, these national experts haven't been following the Miami Dolphins and don't know their roster, but we know it. So,
right.
And then you got Bobby McCain, who moved from slot corner to safety, who'll be playing free safety or whichever he will be playing. That secondary looks like it's going to be a problem, especially for the quarterbacks in the AFC East.
Exactly. You already know, boy. And those boys gonna be beasting back there. I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the last time I seen a set of corners like that was with my boy Pat and Sam. I mean, those two cats didn't even come to the huddle. They didn't even come to the huddle, man. I mean, you just that lineup. It don't matter who you got your best on one side. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And this division I'm seeing. This division I'm seeing right now, man. We got both of those guys, Jones and Xavier, and then you add Noah, and they talking about why did we get a corner? Say, dude, when Pat and Sam was playing, Wilson was getting murdered in that nickel. He was in the slot was getting murdered. Right. I mean, anybody put on 24 was getting murdered. And dude, I'm telling you like this. We have everybody in the secondary that can cover. Do you see the defense?
Man to man.
Man to man. And I'm telling you, bro, it is awesome when you can line just anybody get on the field. You don't have to be running guys off the field. You don't have that's less work. You don't have to worry about alternating, but putting the line. Man, look here, man. Stay out there. We're running the play.
Yo, I think thinking about it, because I remember how happy Brian Flores looked on camera after picking the cornerback. Noah, he looked giddy. He looked happy like Peterson when he picked what's his name? Oh my God. He looked like the mad Peterson looked like the mad scientist right there. Jordan Love.
Like he picked
he was like, man. He's like, I'm gonna be in the dungeon. I'll be cooking stuff up. But I bet you Chris Greer wanted to pick the offensive tackle, and Brian Flores was like, okay, you want to go with that one? All right, well, this time I want the corner because I want to lock him down because he got Cal Van Noy because we know how he blitz. We know how he blitz. Then you got Raekwon McMillan in the middle. And then you got Elandon Roberts from New England in the middle. And then you got Jerome Baker. Those are the 4 linebackers.
Hey.
You got Shaq Lawson and Emmanuel Akbar on the ends that are known as pass rusher. And then What's the name of the rookie we just drafted?
Which one? D-line?
Defensive tackle. Yeah, defensive tackle.
Oh, we talk Raekwon.
Raekwon. Okay, yeah, Raekwon. So we got two Raekwon.
we got two.
And then we got Devon Gatchow in the middle.
Rotating. Yes, my boy Gatchow.
Yeah,
they do.
So they're gonna be beasting on defense, and it's just gonna be interesting. I think that's why Brian Flores was so happy, because when you finished last year number 4 in the NFL for the amount of times that you played man to man, and he didn't have any players.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't even have ballers.
People fail to understand. We went into New England and beat them with who? And I was on Facebook, and I told him, I said, dude, who did we beat them with? You named 10 players.
Right.
I'll be shocked. Because, dude, I'm a fan. I'm a diehard.
Right.
I mean, and I know there's plenty out there. And I know you are, too. But, Lorenzo, all I knew was numbers.
Right.
I called. They said the name. I said number 30. Number 26.
Big shout out going out to Nick Needham, too. He's still on the team, too.
He's still on the team, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those two corners went to New England and played. Coach, that's big, man. Yeah. That's big. They might say New England didn't have the receiver, the weapons, but, dude, that's New England. How did they get there? That's all I'm saying. How did they get
something? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're just checking in, talking to my brother, Papa Pump, who is celebrating his birthday, and of course we are. This is basically, the Lorenzo Thomas Show, where we're going to be talking Miami Dolphins all season long. So if you would like to be a part of the show, feel free to email me at lorenzothomasmedia@gmail.com. Right now, early stages, only Dolphins. All right, that's it. That's what this is about. I don't need to talk to nobody else, no Jet fans on. So this is strictly for Dolphins, because, man, Papa, it's been a long time since we've been this excited. It's 2020, and if Tua Tagovailoa, did I say it right? Tagovailoa.
Yes.
Tua Tagovailoa turns out to be the franchise quarterback that we want him to. You're looking at a decade where this team can be at the top of the AFC East.
And Lorenzo, like I said last year, when they started getting rid of all the old pipes, and replacing it with PVC pipe. See, that galvanized pipe was ass. They took all the galvanized pipe out. And now they're putting PVC pipe. So that means we here for the long haul. You build that foundation. You got to start from the piping, Coach. I mean, you put a slab of concrete over that galvanized pipe, boy, and eventually you're going to have problems. And this is what we've been having for years. And these guys came in, I'm talking Flores and Greer, they came in and said, no, we're going to dig these pipes up, get rid of this galvanized, and we're going to add this PVC pipe. And that's what we started with. Yeah. And now we don't lay the foundation. Coach, now we can build this mansion that the Dolphin fans been waiting and dreaming and hoping for years. And I'm happy with it, man. I'm so happy with it, bro. And I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then next year, when you look into next year, because Rome was not built in a day, you look at the two number ones and the two number twos and a total of 9 draft choices. I think it's still 9 that we had for last year.
And more to come.
You can draft those playmakers. And more to come. Right. That's when you drop the playmakers, those fantasy football players that the fans are yearning for from this draft. It was interesting. It's a big wide receiver draft, and we didn't draft any because the boy from Navy is now running back.
Right. Well,
but he's also a wide receiver.
Let me tell you something.
But then someone who could throw the ball like a quarterback.
A versatile player.
Yeah.
And
like you said, that's right. You said that.
That's that key. They want a guy who's versatile.
Yeah.
They don't want a one-dimensional guy. Yeah. They don't want that. Because, dude, when you're on the field,
that's true.
We can switch the look. We can switch the formation and run the same play like we ran before. See, that's what it's a chess game, man. This football is a chess game. Yeah. If you're not good at chess, boy, you're going to get your butt whooped. Period. And Belichick been playing.
And we know how Brian Flores. We know how Brian Flores plays defense. So all those ballers that he selected that play defensive end and linebacker, we're going to see them on the field a lot, standing up and blitzing from all different directions. And that secondary is going to be playing man. And if you don't have, and the best wide receiver in the division is Stephon Diggs now.
Diggs, correct.
You know, and I keep emphasizing the division is because if we go 6-0 in the division, that means we only have to really win 4 or 5 games outside the division, and we've got the division title.
That's it.
And we're in the playoffs. So that's where you start. And then the champion is the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you need to do? You got to be able to stop the pass. That's why you load up on the cornerbacks.
They just went and got your boy, too. That rookie they drafted. Oh, they went and got a beast back there. I mean, I don't know where Williams going. I don't know where D. Williams going to be at. But I know that young man right there can carry the load, boy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But he got to go up against the trenches. He come across the Miami Dolphins, boy. Because we built the defense for that. That defense all the way around. Because every one of them cats can come up and make a lick. I'm straight up telling you. I mean, from the safeties, the linebackers, the D-line, the corners, they can come up. I mean, and I'm excited, bro. Right. And I'm just excited how Flores is going to run this thing, man. I mean, those guys going to be coming from.
And I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that because when you look at the players that he drafted, some of those players are special team players. Yeah. That were special team captains, you know, and those other players are players that want to be or can easily be taught. Right. And I'm going to trust a scouting committee or team and a coaching staff that had to basically work the waiver wire all last season to turn around an 0-7 season, to turn around and end winning 5 out of the last 9. A couple of those games we could have won.
Right.
And you have to credit the coaching staff and the organization for being able to find those players that can fit into his scheme. Not your fantasy football scheme, not your mock draft board, his draft board. And if I'm going to trust anyone's draft board, you know what? A-. Okay, I'll go to A-. I started at B+,
again, bro.
A-. I convinced myself to change it to go from a B+ to A-, and the Matt Breida trade definitely did all of that.
That pushed over the top, man. I'm like, you got a true running back, man. A proven running back. And his highlights shows it all. Right. I mean, pull away. I mean, not already ahead of a guy. No, past the guy.
Right.
And make the guy look like he's walking. I'm sorry, dude. That's a steal. That's a steal, man.
We all know who he is. He is the new Mercury Morris.
Mercury Morris. Put him on that 22, baby. Put him on the 22.
Well, Papa Pump, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, brother. We're going to talk some more. You continue to enjoy your birthday celebration, my brother.
I definitely will. Hey, you know what? And I'm thinking about eventually putting Tour on my truck, bro. You know, I'm thinking about, thinking about putting Tour. That'll be the first. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because, you know, I don't put players on my truck, but I'll put the number.
No, you really don't. You don't.
You know what I'm saying?
You really don't. It's always you.
I mean, the reason is because players come and go. You know what I'm saying? And with this thing with Tour, I'm thinking he's here for the long haul, Coach. So, Tour, if you listen.
Are you going to buy a jersey?
You might be on this Papa Pump truck. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm telling you right now. And it's coming.
Okay. All right. Well, Papa Pump, man, I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right, my brother.
This is live from the MIA. Lorenzo's going global.
Worldwide, baby.
America's #1 talk show host.
What is that?
Okay, maybe that's a stretch.
Yeah!
This is live from the MIA. Rockin'.